Hey guys, this is Dustin and Megan. We want to take this time to help you guys choose wisely when you pick a spouse. What do you look for in a spouse to ensure you have a marriage that lasts till death do us part? Because I've seen rich people get divorced, I've seen attractive people to get divorced, I've seen youthful people get divorced. So we need something that is more foundational than all those things to be able to last a lifetime of marriage. And so what should we be looking for? And I kind of go to what one of my mentors shared with me was this idea of you should look for a person with character.
A big thing that was for me personally was humility and serving. And so somebody who was humble before the Lord, who loved the Lord.
Yeah.
And was humble enough to be who he was, be confident in who he was, but have a humble heart for serving others and a humble heart to surrender all to the Lord and not pretend to be somebody he wasn't.
I've had those moments where I don't want to serve you. I'm like prideful in the moment, and it's like, oh gosh, choosing humility and dying to myself to serve you in love. Choosing love in that moment.
Yeah, choose a servant so you can be served.
Is that what it is?
No. No, but
I see what you're going for now.
It's somebody you know who's going to obey the voice of the Lord. Yeah. Who their own thoughts and their own minds aren't going to take them detoured off God's path for your life. Because he's the head. He's the head of your household. He's the one you're submitting to. You're looking to for guidance and leadership and direction. And if he's not fully submitted and humble to the Lord, then you don't know where you're going to end up in life. But if he is fully submitted and humble to the Lord, then you know that God is going to direct your paths and your steps, and all things work together for good for those who are called according to his purpose, those who love God. And so that was really huge for me.
You got to know that the man or woman that you're pursuing doesn't have a faith because of you, but because they love God. Yeah. So when the hard times come, they're not going to drift away from their faith because their faith is genuine. It's a foundation to their soul and their spirit in the midst of the storms of life. And you got to find someone who is genuine in their love for Jesus.
I had a weird rule that others might find weird, but I wanted somebody who had been saved at least 5 years.
Okay.
And filled with the Holy Ghost at least 2.
So there's a history, there's a legacy, there's fruit of their faith being born.
There's consistency.
I like that.
Because early on in my faith, there's a lot of highs and lows. When you first get saved, there's a big high, spiritual high, and then you go down in spiritual lows and up and down. And so you don't want to get in spiritual complacency, but consistency, where you're consistently moving upward and forward all the time. And I wanted proof that was evident in the guy's life that I was going to marry.
That is golden right there. Like, if they've endured the highs and lows of their faith, they're going to endure the highs and lows of the seasons of marriage. Like, it's not all summertime and springtime bliss. There's fall and winter in the midst of marriage. And getting through those seasons well takes character. It takes humility. It takes service. It takes trustworthiness. I think the next one, and this comes from John Gottman, I think it comes to chemistry. And this is all well-known and true. Everyone looks for compatibility in that. But I'm going to summarize it as friendship, fondness, and admiration. I think compatibility is different because anybody can flirt and get along for a moment, but are you guys best friends? Do you guys love hanging out? Friendship wins the day.
I genuinely love spending every day with you.
You're gonna make me cry.
It's really important that this person is your friend because you spend every day with them. It's more important than physical attraction. Yeah. That you can hang out. Because just being in somebody's presence, hanging out, doing things, activities, your interests. And you can have different interests, but it's really great when you have common ones you can do together.
Guys, if you just want to have sex with the lady, that is not a reason to get married. Sexual intimacy is an icing on a cake. It's not the very substance of marriage.
It's important, but it is not everything.
The last thing you want to look for in your spouse is a calling. Are they hearing from God? Do they have a call of God in their life? Are they listening to that call? Is that call lining up with your call?
calling is about direction. And if you guys are headed in the same direction, you guys are going to make decisions that are aligned together and won't break you guys apart.
Yeah, I wrestled with that one a lot because I felt like the call of my life, the call that God has burdened my heart with, is not an easy one. It's not an easy one to ask somebody else to live either. Yeah. Meeting you, we had those talks.
We had deep talks about this because we were like, oh, we're aligned on character. We have aligned values and beliefs and humility and service. We have great chemistry. The friendships there. We love spending time, but we wrestled through, is our calling of life aligned? Are they going different directions?
Are they going to complement each other? They don't have to be exactly the same, because God might call somebody to be a pastor and someone else to do kids ministry, but those are going to be complementary still. Yeah. And God might call somebody to be, if God's calling somebody to be a missionary and somebody else
to be in the career field,
then that's going to be really
in the marketplace.
That's really hard to complement each other. And though God can work it out, really, though, I really believe that God can work it out. If you are really seeking the Lord and seeking His calling, God will work it out if both people are willing to pray and seek the Lord about it. Because the one thing that you don't want is somebody who's going to hold you back from your calling because they don't want to do that. Or they don't want
you're
you
going
to
to end up becoming bitter towards them, resentful of, why are you holding me back from my dreams, my passion?
So if you want to serve the Lord in a specific way, if you feel called to a specific thing and that's what you want, find somebody who wants that same thing. Find somebody that God has put that same desire on their heart, but be willing to obey the Lord if He changes your course. But with that being said, if you are willing to just seek the Lord and you're okay with wherever God takes you, then it'll be an amazing journey as long as the other person is also willing.